KD, baby! All the pressure, Sel. Tonight is probably the most unfortunate game of Kevin Durant's career.
There you go.
Because
headline.
because it's
what?
the most unnecessary game of Kevin Durant's
Ooh.
career. You feel me? Like, we call these play-in games, right? They're the play-in games.
Yeah.
But for the Nets, for Kevin Durant, it's a play-out game. Because you already in. You got nothing to gain by playing in this game tonight. The only thing that can happen to the Nets tonight is something bad. You already in. You a 7 seed. Playoffs are the top 8 seeds. So you good. This is not a play-in game for the Nets. This is a play-out game for the Nets. Because Kevin Durant, it's unfortunate you even got to play in this game. This game ain't for you.
This ain't for you.
This game for the 9 seed. This game for the 10 seed. This game for the Hornets. Game for the Hawks. This game is not for the Nets, if you will. This game is for the Cavs. So as I look at it, KD has all of the pressure because he has nothing to gain and everything to lose by playing in this game tonight.
Okay.
You play, you win. Congratulations. You were supposed to win. You play, you lose. What? The Nets lost to the Cavs? The same Cavs team that hasn't won a playoff series without LeBron James since 97, 98? That Cavs organization?
That part.
So I look at it, Sel, and I actually pity Kevin Durant on this evening because Kevin Durant's going to be a prisoner of his own success. His success is that, you're going to go out there and drop 30, 35 points. You're going to go get an easy dub. But what if you don't? If you do, we won't bat an eye. We expected it. But if you don't, now all of a sudden all hell is going to break loose. Because how did you not do that? How did you lose to the Cavs? Sel, this is not a play-in game for the Nets. This is a play-out game for the Nets. As a result, all the pressure is on Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant can't actually accomplish anything tonight. He can only lose what he has already accomplished over the course of 82 games.
Oh, man. People going to think this show is calculated. You're on this side, I'm on this side, and we're going to argue. But the way we do it, we actually discuss. We layer this, all right? I totally disagree with you right now. But I fully respect what you said because it's interesting. It's the wrong way up. You ever do those books and you got the maze, you try to figure and you get to the end? Damn it, gotta go all the way back.
I used to make mazes.
You used to make mazes? Damn, on that IT calculator you had with Tetris? You're a little... All right, Marcellus, Wiley, me, talking about me. It's time to talk about what pressure is. And there's no pressure on KD tonight. Let's talk about pressure. As pressure was originally introduced to us, it was the things that were outside of your grasp, as we say, right? Things you could reach, things you could accomplish, but you haven't done it yet. There's pressure to take that next step, right? Playing football. I remember my rookie year, I get to Buffalo, and I'm playing against guys on our team. As a backup, you play against the starters. They can have the starters go together. You know what happens in practice. It turned into a game. So I'm going against, at the time, I think 6-time Pro Bowler Reuben Brown. My first rep out of Columbia. I'm like, oh, this is going to be some pressure. Why? Because there's pressure for me to stand up, for me to step up, for me to raise my game. Okay, I get past those levels. All of a sudden, I start having my own success. And then I heard this nerd, Doubtbird, try to fly by me and say, oh, you know what? Since you're at the top of the mountain, now there's pressure on you, Marcellus, to stay there. And I'm like, what do you mean? Now I'm in practice. I'm the starter. I'm going against the backups. Guess what? In my head, I'm thinking like, damn, somebody told me this is pressure. I'm supposed to beat him. Kevin Durant's supposed to beat the Cavs. But then I had to remind myself, what's the pressure? I know I could beat him. Matter of fact, I will go out there and beat him because I know I can, just like Kevin Durant has beaten the Cavs 3 times this year and have not lost yet. When people try to introduce pressure as the same thing as when you have to do something you've never done, and then you got to do something that you know you can do and you've always done, why are they acting like that's the same damn thing? Let's talk about Kevin Durant in this moment. Basically, we asking Kevin Durant, we know you can walk, but if you fall down, joke's on you. Is there pressure for you to ever walk? You know you can do it. You do it all the time. Sometimes you have a misstep. Kevin Durant won't have a misstep, but even if he does, it's not because of the pressure.
Even if he does, that's the problem. That's what we got to focus on.
But that's not the pressure.
The pressure comes from the outcome of even if he does. The pressure don't come from Kevin Durant walking. Nah, we know Kevin Durant can walk. We know Kevin Durant can ball. We know he likely will ball. The pressure comes from, but what if he doesn't? The pressure comes from even if he doesn't. The pressure comes from, wait a second, KD, we know what you're capable of doing, but what happens if you don't do what you're capable of doing? That's where the pressure stems from. So surely Kevin Durant will ball, but here's the problem. The pressure comes from what you just spent the last 2 minutes talking about.
3 minutes. I was talking for I went all the way back to Buffalo. No,
Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers of this generation.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, one of the greatest talents of this generation. Kevin Durant, a top 15 player of all time. That's who Kevin Durant is.
Yeah.
The Nets, one of the most talented teams in basketball. The Nets have Steve Nash, who's one of the greatest point guards in the history of the game, and he is their head coach. The Nets are supposed to win this game. The pressure in my mind comes down to what are your expectations and what is your potential reality. The expectations for the Cavs is to lose.
Yeah.
Ain't no pressure. Because potential reality, if you lose, we thought you were going to. But the Nets, the expectations, to win handedly.
Yeah.
But the reality, if you lose, whoo, that's a big drop-off. The pressure to me, Stel, it always stems from what's the disconnect between the expectation and the reality. That is where pressure lies, at least on the basketball court. You've been in these situations before.
Let's go.
You pass rushing against the practice squad guy. You pass rushing against the backup offensive tackle. You're supposed to beat him. But what if you don't? So now the pressure ain't on the backup because he's supposed to get beat.
Yep.
The pressure's on the starter. The pressure's on Marcellus Wiley to go out there, give him a stab, give him a two-hand swipe, give him a swim, give him a club rip, give him an armo.
I still got it. If these can work like this, it's a problem.
That's where the pressure lies, Sel, but educate me as to why I'm wrong then.
Oh, I'm glad. I can feel a little wiggle coming on over here because I think what has happened is we've misconstrued what pressure is. Admit this, just principle. We can't call two different things the same thing. Okay. So we know pressure is, hey, dog, I need you to go walk that high wire. Hey, excuse me, I have a fear of heights. Excuse me, I've never done it before. That's pressure. What we have done now is change what pressure is to what a responsibility is. Kevin Durant is responsible in this moment because he's already climbed to this moment, climbed to this level, climbed to this threshold, and is now responsible for going out there and balling and going out there and winning this game. Same example of me pass rushing against a backup. There's no pressure. I used to misconstrue it, and people try to tell me there was pressure. No, I'm responsible for going out there and do what Marcellus can do in this moment. However, in failure, all of a sudden I'm going to say, what is that? Kevin Durant, if he loses tonight, what is that? All of a sudden, we're going to go back and say that was pressure. No, it ain't, because the pressure was something that the Cavs needed to do. Pressure's on the Cavs. Y'all are underdogs. You guys are missing Jared Allen. You guys are going to now go out there with Evan Mobley as a forward/center rim protector as a rookie. Dude is not even 21 years old. He can't even have a beer even if he goes out there and stops Kevin Durant. Which one is under pressure? And which one is responsible to going out there and doing it? So I had to learn this the hard way because I raised my hand. And to the age of 26, I kept calling all things that felt a little weird pressure. But then you got to start to really go into the nuance of it. This is not a pressure moment for KD. He's just responsible for it.
Woo! Okay, I love this show. I hope y'all do too. It's all about discussion. Pressure, Sel. What do you have to lose? That's what it comes down to.
Okay.
Pressure is all, what do you have to lose, and how much do you value what you have to lose?
Ooh.
Two things.
Okay.
What do you have to lose, and how much do you value what do you have to lose? You talked about the person walking the tight rope. What do they have to lose? Their life. The pressure stems from how much do they value their life. The person that doesn't value their life all that much, walking the tight rope isn't a pressure-filled situation. To someone like me, immense amounts of pressure. I think about pressure me. Sel, I told you this, and you didn't think it was a lot of pressure. I told you, boy, when I was nominated for the Emmy, I was like, Sel, I gotta get it. You're like, Acho, why though? I was like, because I might not get nominated for another one. Pressure is, what did I have to lose? An Emmy. How much did I value what I had to lose? A whole lot. There was pressure that night when they was reading from the card. So what does Kevin Durant have to lose? A playoff spot. How much does Kevin Durant value what he has to lose? Exponentially, tremendously, abundantly. So the pressure comes down to what KD has to lose and how much does he value what he has to lose. See, the Cavs are too under pressure, but the difference is the Cavs don't value the playoffs as much as Kevin Durant does because they don't need to. Like, Kevin Durant has to value making it too, because Kevin Durant has legacies on the line, big dog. Think how much we've marked and scarred LeBron James for missing the playoffs.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant has a legacy on the line. Kevin Durant left the Golden State Warriors to go and upgrade to a better team. Warriors are already cemented in the playoffs. They are not in the play-in. So the Cavs, on the other hand, they don't have the same pressure because their value of the playoffs is different than Kevin Durant's value of the playoffs, because we esteem the Cavs way lesser than we esteem Kevin Durant. So it's all about, what do you have to lose and how much do you value what you have to lose. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Giannis.
You ready?
It's really about where it starts and stops for me as it pertains to players currently playing who are either in the top 10 or vying for that top 10 spot. Steph Curry. They got a whole bunch to lose right now.
Yeah.
Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, the other young gunners on the Cavs, nah, it's not that same pressure. Kevin Durant, and tonight, a ton of pressure. What does he have to lose? How much does he value it?
God, man, I wish I could agree with you because I respect it so much. But I just disagree by experience. I disagree from, like, poking around and looking at other experiences and starting to really digest what's going on here. Like the difference between going up the mountain and the atmospheric pressure you're dealing with, and then coming down, and it's not the same pressure. Matter of fact, there is no pressure. Now I'm on the deceleration. Now I am trying to apply brakes. Kevin Durant is in that position against the Cavs. Okay, how am I going to come down on these guys? Am I going to give them 40? Or how are we going to make this happen in terms of winning? Because I've beaten them 3 times out of 3. He didn't play in the 4th one. They're 3-1 against the Cavs. How am I going to handle this coming down the hill? Let me give it to you like this. You ever been to Vegas and go to those Cirque du Soleils? Is that how they say it?
I mean, Cirque du Soleil, yeah.
Cirque du Soleil. How you say it again?
Cirque du Soleil.
All right, say Jaguar since you got jokes. Yeah, Jaguars. No, I'm messing with you. Here's the thing. You sit there in your front row seat. I know you, Mr. Emmy. You can't sit in the back like me and my family. But you sitting in the front row. And I know you thinking this. This dude just did 13 flips and grabbed her pinky and still was in the air. No issue at all. No safety net needed. To you, if I said, Acho, go do that, it wouldn't even be pressure. You'd be like, that's insane. But if you were even trained and then the first time you had to do it, that would be pressure. I swear, you ever go to those shows? You said you have. I've been backstage and talked to the performers. They don't feel pressure. You know why? They like, dog, this is what I do. To you on the outside, you're like, whoa, that's insane. To the Cavs, whoa, this is pressure. Beating KD.
That's a good point.
Beating Brooklyn Nets. They were preseason favorites. To KD and them, they like, I hate to say it to y'all, look, dog, we supposed to do this. We're responsible for this. And in failure, let's be real about in failure, because too many times we don't even label that properly. LeBron James been in the league 19 years. He's won 4 championships. That's 15 years, bro. He had to go to the podium and wipe away his tears, but he had to say something, right? Kevin Durant's been in the league 14 years. He's won 2 championships. That means 12 years he had to do this. If you add one more to this, those guys know how to respond because they're responsible and they will recover. That's how great they are. But I think right now what you're doing, and I think most people are saying is, oh, it's pressure on KD. KD, the dude doing the 13 flips. It's nothing to him. Even if he falls, he's going to know how to fall properly and then come back, respond, and be responsible.
Let me ask you this then, Marcellus Wiley.
Okay.
What's the most pressure you have been in your either athletic or you could say adult life? Personalize it for a second.
Wow. It's not the highest stake moment, but to me, the most pressure was, I got it like yesterday, it feels like. I put my hand in the dirt. I was at the East-West Shrine All-Star game. I'm Marcellus. I keep calling myself Marcellus. I must be feeling famous today. I'm Marcellus, this dude with a helmet that no one recognized. They kept saying, what school you go to, North Carolina? Like, Columbia, bro, leave me alone. All right, hand in dirt. We got to do one-on-ones. Guess who put their hand in the dirt? I don't know his name, but I saw his helmet. And it was gold, and it had gold flakes on it. And he played for Notre Dame, and he was a tight end at Notre Dame. Now, this is the 90s, y'all. I was like, Notre Dame, Columbia? And in my mind, there was pressure because everyone said it's time for you to take the step up. Cleveland, you got to beat Brooklyn. Columbia, you got to beat Notre Dame. Marcellus, you got to go beat this dude. Sorry, I don't know your name. And in that moment, all I heard was, hut, and it was a problem. because all that pressure came out. The pressure burst his pipes. I had to go get it. That was the most pressure for me because I knew I had to take a step up.
Okay.
But once I was up there, dog, whoever I had to go against, I just had to do my responsibility.
So we're talking about two different things. For me, that's a lot of pressure, and I would analyze that situation. It's a lot of pressure because what did you have to lose? You are Columbia. What you have to lose is draft stock. You end up being a second-rounder, pick 53.
52. Come on, dog.
My bad.
52.
That's on me. It won't happen again. You end up being pick 52. Yeah. But if that pass rep, and realistically, if that whole week goes poorly, next thing you know, you could be pick 500. Clearly, draft pick stop at 332, I believe. But you could end up being pick 200, pick 300. So I'm looking at it as what do you have to lose? You're looking at it as what do you have to gain? I feel it. I don't think Kevin Durant feels pressure because Kevin Durant's like, I know who I am. But I'm looking at Kevin Durant like, yeah, but we still are waiting for you to prove to us who you are every single day.
Great point.
Rent is due every day, big dog, and KD gonna have to pay it tonight once again.
Well, rent is due every day.